today. Make sure to shut your client's door and not waste their energy bill. So we got a quick call about this plug right here apparently being dead. I'll tell you right now, I will find the problem. We'll test in here. My pen tester stays alive. Okay, we'll just roll out the pen tester, but let's get this opened up. This panel plug. Usually how you can tell if a jiffy is bad and if this is the problem is because you see this reset button here. Oh, okay. So it is working, but just when it feels like it. If it was dead, it wouldn't reset. And if it was live and broken, it also would not reset. So you can kind of narrow it down just off of that. If you can stick a pen tester in there, see if it's live or not. Because if it's live and it's not resetting, odds are you got a bad jiffy. This guy still isn't out. Careful, because a lot of times it's a metal box, and so pulling it out like that, you are kind of getting into the territory where you start blowing some stuff up. So there's actually something coming off of the side of the jiffy here. It's wired correctly, line side's on the line side, load side's on the load side. Not sure what's coming off of it. I would presume all the other plugs in the basement. So this wouldn't be like this isn't exactly the panel plug. This is like the beginning of the basement run. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this live for you guys. And that will walk you through what I'm cooking / thinking. But I want to get this hot off first thing first. Okay, when this is off, we can get it out of the way. Actually gonna straighten it out. Get it ready to go in our new jiffy, because our new jiffy is more modern, not this old yellow style type of thing. And so now this is dead. Touch it, took off that hot, got it out of the way. Just be careful about it not hitting anything else. For example, this ground, because that would not be cool, blow up. Once you got that disconnected, it's just get this thing unwired, which honestly can be a task because of stuff like this. This is 12 gauge. 12 gauge can kind of be annoying to get out from under terminals. Get this unwired, get a new one ready. Should be a very easy thing. Should be out of here in 5 minutes. Again, we're remembering that this is our line and it is live. If we were doing this live with the line connected, we'd be holding it by these tabs here. We would probably take off the ground first, because that way the yoke is no longer grounded. So you can't make a connection between the yoke and your hands. If the ground is on, then this yoke is live, and so just holding the tabs and touching the yoke, you will get blasted. So we disconnect that first, if we're going to do the whole thing live, or either way really, I guess. And now we know that this is our line, we know that this is our line neutral. We'll get these ready to be landed into it. Straighten these out. You want it to be nice and easy. Don't drop your scraps on the floor if you don't have to. Just saves on cleanup time. Actually, I want some more there. Alright, I'm going to talk over this next part here. We've opened up the Jiffy, now we're getting it ready to get landed. Obviously, you just watched me straighten out all the wires, right? Strip them to the appropriate lengths to fit under the little pressure plate that you connected to the Jiffy with. And you'll see here I'm connecting the load side first. And I'm only connecting it back to the load side of the GFI because I'm pretty much 100% confident that this is just the first Jiffy in line with the rest of the basement plugs. Basement plugs have to be ground faulted, so if you don't see a ground fault breaker, there's at least one plug, and if it has two wires in it, odds are it's the front of the line. So with that being said, I'm putting it back on the load side, so the basement plugs are still ground fault protected, right? If the situation was different and I wasn't sure what this was, the second wire. For example, if I was adding a plug in a basement and so I need to make it a Jiffy and originally was not, or replacing a plug and this originally was not or something, and I wasn't sure what that wire is, I probably wouldn't ground fault it just to avoid problems, which, I don't know, might be hack. That's my take. But yeah, the way a Jiffy works, to kind of just give you guys some context, I guess, is that it's GFCI stands for ground fault circuit interrupter, right? So this plug basically looks out for ground faults. If this Jiffy sees a connection from ground to hot, ground to neutral, whatever, it sees a ground fault, it trips. And that's why we're required to put them in basements, in wet areas especially. It will just, in basements, you're supposed to put them, you have one in your bathroom at home. Where else do we have one? Outside plugs. Outside plugs need to be GFCI protected as well. Basically anything exposed to like any sort of moisture is ground fault protected. If you notice, I'm struggling to connect this ground here. I kind of fought it for a bit. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe I suck. But the 12 gauge, especially, I think just the ground, getting it into that under the plate there can kind of be tricky to get like a good connection, a solid connection that I can tug on. And I'm confident it's going to hold for years, you know. So you can see I had to go back, do this a couple times, and actually cut out another 2 minutes of me fighting it. Try not to stress that out too much. Land our line side neutral now. Still feel good about that. Now, as soon as we land our load side, or our line side hot here, this plug is live. And so if I were to touch the yoke, which is the back of the plug here, I would blow myself up. Hang tight. Manage this to a close. I'm not going to tape it because this is a plastic box, so I don't see the need, but we can test it. See, get a green light. So we are good to screw it in. Good jiffy. That, and we have a new passing some more plate because this white is a lot better than that glossy comes with the Jiffy white. This isn't gonna sit perfect because it's coming off the wall, but that's okay. As you can see, that's good. Alright, that was an easy enough plug change. The client is happy. Jiffy was replaced. It was pretty simple. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My goal here is that going forward, I get just better at articulating kind of my thought process while I work and explaining to you guys the ins and outs of what I'm doing, kind of just adding some more productive commentary to the background of these videos, and that they just get better and better, you know. With that being said, I will see you guys. Please consider the support. Engage with this video if you think it's something others should see or you enjoy. And yeah, peace.